Hello my dear friends, once again welcome to my YouTube channel Spark. Today we are going to discuss about some of the important questions and answers regarding anxiety disorder. So let us begin the session.
First question. An anxiety disorder is an emotional state identified by panic attacks, an emotional condition classified by excessive checking, disordered thinking, and an excessive or aroused state characterized by feeling of apprehension, uncertainty, and fear. An anxiety is an excessive or aroused state characterized by feeling of apprehension, uncertainty, and fear. The answer is option D. Next question is about specific phobias. Are defined as excessive worry about triggered by the specific objects or situation, an abnormal sensitivity to light, an excessive, unreasonable, persistent fear triggered by a specific objects or stimulation, and option D, a persistent fear of social situations. Specific phobias are an excessive, unreasonable, persistent fear triggered by a specific object or situation. So the answer is option C. In phobic individuals, acquire a strong set of phobic beliefs, in which information about why they think the phobia is threatening, how to react when they are in phobic situations. Option C, appear to control their fear. The answer is option D, all of the above. So, phobic beliefs is beliefs about phobic stimuli that maintain a phobic sphere and avoidance of that particular stimulus or situation. So the answer is option D. Next question. Psychodynamic theory as developed by Freud saw phobia as repressed ego, repressed id impulses, repressed superego, and repressed defense mechanisms. Psychodynamic approach theories which assume that unconscious conflicts develop early in the life and part of the therapy is designed to identify life events that may have caused these unconscious conflicts. So the answer is option B, repressed id impulses. Which of the following is predominant evolutionary theory of phobias? Non-associative fear acquisition, learned fear responses, biological preparedness, and specific phobia acquisition. The answer is biological preparedness. Actually, the predominant evolutionary theory of phobia, in this theory which argues that we have built in predisposition to learn to fear things such as snakes, spiders, heights, and water because these have been a life-threatening to our ancestors. So it is a biological preparedness. Next question. It is considered that successful CBT, that is cognitive behavioral therapy treatments of social phobia include elements of following: exposure therapy, social skill training, cognitive restructuring. Actually, the CBT treatments of social phobia includes all the things in the options. So, answer is option D, all of the above. Cognitive behavioral therapy is an intervention for changing both thoughts and behavior. And the CBT represents an umbrella term for many different therapies that share a common aim of changing both cognitions and behavior. Next is about generalized anxiety. Generalized anxiety disorder is a pervasive condition in which the sufferer experiences fear, continual apprehension and anxiety about future events, continual flashbacks to past events, a desire to check that the environment is safe. The answer is option B, continual apprehension and anxiety about future events. Generalized anxiety disorder is a pervasive condition in which the sufferer experiences continual apprehension and anxiety about future events, and this leads to chronic and pathological worrying about those events. Next is stimulus control treatment for generalized anxiety disorder involves structuring the individual not to worry, encourage the individual to control their worry by performing rituals, instructing the individual to worry at a specific time or in a particular location. Keep a diary of their worries. Actually, stimulus control treatment for generalized anxiety disorder involves instructing the individual to worry at a specific time or in a particular location. And this stimulus control treatment, an early behavioral intervention for worry in generalized anxiety disorder, which adopted the principle of stimulus control. This is based on conditioning principle that the environments in which behavior are enacted come to control the future occurrence of those and can act to eclipse those behaviors. So here we can see the principle of stimulus control. Treatment for generalized anxiety disorder involves cognitive restructuring. This involves challenging and replacement of dysfunctional beliefs about the advantages of worrying, generate thoughts that are more accurate, challenge the biases that generalized anxiety disorder sufferers hold about how frequently bad events might happen. And the answer is option D. All of the above options are involved in the treatment for GAD, that is generalized anxiety disorder. Next question. Which of the following is considered to be a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder, that is PTSD? Increased arousal, avoidance and numbing of emotions, re-experiencing, all of the above. The answer is increased arousal. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a set of persistent anxiety-based symptoms that occur after experiencing or witnessing an extremely fear-evoking traumatic event. So the answer is option A, increased arousal. What anxiety disorder is defined as an irrational fear? Panic disorder, phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. Phobia is defined as an irrational fear. So the answer is option B, phobia. What anxiety disorder must be? Patient displayed at least 6 of 18 symptoms to be diagnosed, with the main symptom being excessive worry or severe stress. Phobia, excessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder. The answer is generalized anxiety disorder. What anxiety disorder is defined as state of extreme fear that cannot be controlled? Panic disorder, phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Panic disorder is considered as a state of extreme fear that cannot be controlled. So the answer is panic disorder. An anxiety disorder is developed in response to an unexpected emotional or physical trauma that cannot be controlled. Panic disorder, phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a response to an unexpected emotional or physical trauma that cannot be controlled. So the answer is option D, post-traumatic stress disorder. What anxiety disorder consists of two parts: repetitive thoughts, urge or emotions, and a repetitive act that may appear purposeful. Panic disorder, phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder that is OCD, and post-traumatic stress disorder. The answer is obsessive compulsive disorder. Here we can see repetitive thoughts, urge or emotions, and a repetitive act that may appear purposeful. Next is generalized anxiety disorder is characterized by free-floating anxiety, acute exacerbations, restlessness, and all of the above. The answer is option D, all of the above. Claustrophobia means fear of open spaces, closed spaces, heights, and lizards. Claustrophobia is a fear of closed spaces.